part of the homework I think anybody would do in terms of making a decision for where they decide to spend a lot of their time, right? I mean, we spend a lot of our time at work. Hopefully it doesn't feel like work, it feels like you're having fun. And so the people that you work with, the environment, the culture, all those things are critical in terms of doing the due diligence before making decisions, for sure. Back in the day, 20 years ago, I would always look at a woman who was like maybe 3 or 4 levels ahead of me, and I kind of liked that person's style. I saw her, how he or she managed in the meetings, how they had respect, how they balanced the work-life thing, how they dressed, lots of taking notes. And the ones that I sort of said, okay, I can sort of see myself being that person. Then you get up the nerve to either pop your head into their office, send them an email, send a phone call, whatever, and say, hey, is it okay if we go to lunch? Is it okay? Actually, you usually start with coffee. It's less of a time commitment if you ask someone for coffee. And I don't know if I ever was as cheesy as saying, hey, will you be my mentor? As much as you just create a natural connection and you try to keep them going. So I'd say in the past I looked at mentors in a way of helping to figure out how I should navigate through an organization. But then I also would say that I have my own sort of, I'd say, informal board of directors. Like over the years, and it's very diverse, but it's probably like 5 or 6, different people who I will go to when I make big decisions. Well, first and foremost, get in a role that you absolutely love. You gotta be really passionate about what you do because you're gonna spend a lot of hours doing it. 2, you need to have a really strong network of people around you, particularly if you're a woman and you're wanting to, right? We're all women here. And you want to get into one of these lead roles, these chairs. They aren't easy. They demand a lot of time, and they expect you to be there. I am always very strategic, about messaging. And I say that to women all the time, particularly the young ones that are coming in sometimes. About dress, that your clothes make a statement, how you speak. I'm not apologetic. A lot of times women will talk, do this, or, all those cues are important. Be yourself too. I think there's nothing worse than, than a woman trying to lead like they think a man, or how they think they're supposed to lead as opposed to what's natural to them. Like bring your whole self. The older I got, the more comfortable I got with that statement. About look, bring your whole self to work. I'm not going to self-edit because when you self-edit, you're leaving some interesting aspects on the table that you could be bringing to the office and being more productive. And I think people are more appreciative when you're authentic. I think I always struggle with making sure there's balance. And you never feel like you're given enough time, to all of the stakeholders in your life, right? So for Troy, we do this iChat thing every night, where if I'm not there, it's like usually we will read a chapter of a book. I freaked out a little bit, to be honest, about working on the West Coast. It's like, okay, wait a minute. I'm still going to be at the office, and it's going to be bedtime for Troy. What am I going to do? So I went to my boss, went to my assistant, and said, okay, here's blackout time. This is Troy time. It doesn't change. It's not, guess what? It's embargo time. There's no meeting that's going to cover it. So from 6 to 7 West Coast time is Troy's bedtime, and that's going to be my iChat time.